dressed as a T-Rex and a Maine Coon. Come on, trick or treat. Come on. Love your costumes. You're all dressed up and ready to go. Why don't you run out the door barking like you're enthusiastic to start the day? He taught himself that, by the way. 57 degrees, 742. 57? Before 8 a.m., the average high temperature for Halloween is about 57 or 58. We're going for 80. Probably not going to make 80. A few spots in New England may get to 80. There's a little work to do. The sun has to get up. There's a lot of fog that's fairly dense in parts of New England. That would be to the north of where I am. And there were a few spots this morning that actually cooled into the 30s. Yeah, Whitefield, New Hampshire, mid-30s, upper 30s. Same thing in Berlin, New Hampshire. But you go up the hill to the mountain, and the temperature's in the 60s all the way up, halfway up Mount Washington already this morning. And right across the border from Mount Washington, Sunday River, I didn't see this coming. Sunday River says they're going to operate lifts for the season pass holders today from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. because they turned on 200 snow guns on Sunday and Monday. I missed all of that. There go those pigeons. They love to photobomb me every morning. Yeah, I looked at the webcam this morning. There were a lot of people milling around, putting on costumes and such, but I didn't see enough snow to ski on, so it's always fun, no matter what. You're going to get a couple patches of snow or some hiking required, but a yeoman effort there, Sunday River, getting the season going with lift serve skiing on a 75-degree Halloween Thursday. And will Boston hit 80 degrees? Now, the record in Boston is 81 degrees. We've been talking about that forever, from 1946. So it's the warmest conclusion to October in, what is that, 78 years. So once in a 78-year occurrence. Now, if you go to the weather.us, all the guidance, you can look at it all at one time. You can put your cursor over the plot there, and it comes up with temperatures ranging from near 70 to just about 80 degrees. I think the HRRR is coming in at about 80 degrees. So it's going to be close to record warmth. I'm sure there are going to be plenty of records set today. There's an extreme weather map going on right now. Let's look at the satellite imagery, and there's a cloud that's north of us, and there's not much going on around New England, and this new Zoom Earth satellite imagery shows the white lines as wind. Now, I don't know if I like that. It's harder to discern between clouds and those white lines sometimes, but it is a mostly sunny start, I think, for most of New England. Now, look at the really wide radar. It looks like a wind-blown T, or almost like a J, and that T stands for trouble. Several boundaries. In the southeastern United States, it's warm and record hot up to the Great Lakes, and then a lot of cold in Canada, and then cold on the west side of that storm. So it's like three different huge boundaries with that T, and the front crossing the Mississippi River Valley yesterday produced multiple tornado watches and warnings, but so far no confirmed tornadoes, but a lot of wind and hail. Marshall, Oklahoma, gusted to 93 miles per hour in a thunderstorm. That'll do some damage. Nope, try and get out of the wind here. And on the backside where it was snowing, it looks like Pinedale, Wyoming came in close to 10 inches of snow. So you have snow and severe weather. And speaking of not paying close enough attention, I did not realize that there was a super typhoon headed for Taiwan yesterday until I got on to X this morning early in the day, and I saw that our favorite chasers, James Reynolds and Josh Morgerman, were in Taiwan, the second typhoon in a month to hit Taiwan. Kongray, I believe is the name of it, and it was diminishing from a super typhoon, sort of a category 5, to about a category 3 when it came on shore. So you can look at their posts on X. They're all over the world chasing, and they both got out in the eye of the storm, and James actually sent up a drone in the eye and got the ocean. He said the air was calm, but the ocean was a maelstrom. Indeed. how do you guys make a living chasing hurricanes or typhoons across the world? I guess maybe on your YouTube videos, and different outlets pay you, perhaps. Anyhow, we really appreciate it, and I'm fascinated at everything going on worldwide, devastating in Spain. We talked about that yesterday. All right, we're zooming in because we can see the sun on the trees over there looking so pretty at Fort Point in North Weymouth. And Halloween, we don't have very many kids in our neighborhood, but I may go for a walk. I think there are more kids over there. We will have $100,000 bars, though, and Kit Kats and M&Ms if you want to come by. And I promise not to be too scary. We're looking pretty dry in New England today. The front's going to come through in fits and starts tomorrow. And there's a wave of cool coming back, and then believe it or not, within less than a week, we're probably going to be record warm again. Here's the Boston 15-day forecast. Goes into the first weekend of November now, and you see the cool down that's coming in here over the weekend. No freezing temperatures though yet for Boston, and then once again by next Tuesday, Election Day is looking better and better in the guidance, and Wednesday record high temperatures are possible. I think the record for next Wednesday is about 76, and it was only from 2 years ago, so I'm not sure we're going to get to 76. The guidance is usually underdone though. We'll be in the mid 70s again next Wednesday. All right, so what else did I want to show? Let's go to the Euro and just get going. There is some action possible in the tropics coming up within 5 to 10 days. So let's go with that big T on the map. It's a front, and we're on the high pressure side of it with the wind from the west-southwest high to our south. And then here comes the front kind of pressing in from the west and the north at the same time. It looks like there are going to be multiple waves of low pressure weakening as that front presses in kind of 2 stages. One stage tonight, northern New England, another stage tomorrow in southern New England. And then the high pressure builds in here. It's not a really deep cold high pressure system, but it's a shallow cold high pressure system, so there'll be frost and fog on Saturday morning and Sunday morning and Monday morning, and when that high starts moving off, and the precipitation looks like it's coming in faster now with a warm front on Monday. Some rain showers are possible, probably pretty chilly, and then it's a much different look for Election Day than it was a couple days ago. No wintry mix. The wintry mix is way to the north, so Kate, happy birthday on the 5th. You want to go for a hike somewhere near Dartmouth? Should be quite nice, kind of breezy. Temperatures going to be in the 60s, and then it gets even warmer on Wednesday. Temperatures going to be in the 70s. There's the 564 thickness here, and then another front's going to come in. We got a little bit of a feed from the Gulf of Mexico and some feed from Canada, and depending on how they all join up, it could get quite interesting here next Thursday, Friday, and into next weekend. As the guidance, of course, is just a rough estimate of what's going to happen out there when you get to days, especially after day 5. And then if I stop it on Saturday, I'm going to stop this next Saturday. What's that? The 8th, I believe, or 9th. It's going to be 9 something low, 993. Is that what it is? It's tenuous at best that this is how it's going to work out. But there's a rain snow line in northern New England, and you go south and there's something going on in the Gulf of Mexico. Could be a tropical system in the Gulf of Mexico with warmer air coming into the west, so there could be a brief pattern shift. It's going to be getting much warmer in Western Canada, and let's put that right back into motion, take it out a couple more days, get us through Sunday, and then stop it again on day 10, and that low has moved out, and we have some pretty cold air advection here in southeastern Canada and New England, even as it turns warm to record warm in central Canada, and much of the United States is really warm at that point. You know, you can have warmth in Western Canada and end up with a buckling of the jet stream and much colder air in Eastern Canada, but the North Atlantic Oscillation and Greenland block is not really set up for that. So I think that's a little too cold looking, and we really want that cold to come in so we can have sustained snowmaking, as we are now going to be in November and the World Cup is coming to Killington. Now, Thanksgiving is late this year, and so I think that the World Cup is it's the last couple days of November into December, so there's still a long way to go. But there looks like if that works out, there is a window there for making some snow. It should be really interesting watching Sunday River today, and that'll be fun. I'm sure they'll post people in costumes. Oh yeah, did I mention costumes are mandatory skiing at Sunday River today, skiing and riding, which I think is fitting. What else? Welcome, new viewer, Mountain Guy in Southern Maine. He says, I think I remember you on TV. Were you on WBZ? No, I was actually on New England Cable News. That's we started in March of 1992, and then we evolved into NECN, then NBC. Well, Comcast bought us out, and then NBC bought out Comcast, and that was pretty much the end of the family-type weather station or news station we had that was once the great New England Cable News. And I miss all my friends there, but it was time to get out of TV, and it was fitting, and I'm really enjoying doing these YouTube videos. So obviously I'm done with the weather forecast part here, and now we're going to move into the in more. Yesterday did not go far, and we just went for a walk across the street with T-Rex. I can show you sort of my stash where I get all these leaves to feed the worms. Yeah, I'm a worm farmer, Mountain Guy. I grow worms in here. It's a quaint little garden. It's a fun project, and it's always good exercise to come out and turn everything over and mix it up. So these leaves, pretty fluffy, and you get them when they're fluffy. Those will condense into just the tiniest little layer by next spring. So like those are last year's leaves right down there. It's amazing. And this is 2 years ago leaves right here. So that's one of my gigs. I have a lot of hobbies, and playing in the garden is one of them. Making these videos, I'd say, is my #1 hobby right now. Not making a living here, although we are going to start a membership subscription here at some point, maybe 10 cents a day. Would you pay 10 cents a day to watch T-Rex and Steve and TK and Mitt's in the house? I think we're going to have a Mitt sighting. Hey, Steve. All right, so let's get right to it. Happy Halloween. I love Halloween. You don't have to really give presents. You just give candy, and you get dressed up in costumes, and the adults all have real fun. And it's way different than many of the other holidays. I think it's probably many people's favorite. All right, happy Halloween, and we'll talk to you again in 24 hours. Here's the and more from yesterday around our neighborhood. Sunset too. Noontime. Pushing 70. The sky is just getting bright now. Steve just sits here enjoying the weather and the birds and everything. You want to come inside? See, Steve goes inside to take care of business, opposite of the dog. Ready? Yeah, but before he goes inside, he has to come over here and get a belly rub. I think it's more like pushing his back into the cement that he really likes. And then he's probably going to eat some grass. Arr. And that vinker you gave me, Doug, is doing really well. Pardon me. And the daffodils are coming up. Sure, why not? I do believe it's about 70 degrees outside. So this is where I get some of my leaf food for the worms. Mostly that tree so far with that oak. I think that's a white oak. And this will be maybe a red oak, and the maple will be yellow. T-Rex matches all of them. I doubt the thunderstorm, but I trust the 68. The thing is, T-Rex here at 4:30 in the afternoon. Logan Airport is reporting a wind from the east and a temperature of 61 degrees. Our flag right here was just indicating a wind from the west, but the flag has gone still on me now that I wanted to make a demonstration. Where did this leaf come from? It came from that tree up there, which is to the southwest of its landing spot. So we do not have the same kind of sea breeze that Logan does. So let's check this thermometer also. And that says 70 degrees. So, not quite record warm here on the coast of Massachusetts, but hundreds of record high temperatures, all the way from South Texas to Ontario and Quebec, and even areas that snowed yesterday in southeastern Canada. Amazing. And you know what? We may do it again next week. Probably already talked about that. So what do we have left for the and more? I know I'll have a time lapse. I mentioned maybe going around and looking at some Halloween decorations as the sun goes down. I'm still not sure if we're going to do that. I'm not sure how good the lighting is. But everything looks right on schedule, just doesn't feel right on schedule. Get the burning bush and the barefoot. And T-Rex, turn around. Back into our yard. Come on, this way. This way. Should we go get Steve and do some more playing around? Uh-oh. That was Edrani saying hi to Rev. If he chases up into the street, then I get in trouble. Not allowed in the street. Correction on that. It's 67, so that matches up. 67, 68 degrees on our garden right here. Now T-Rex took off on me. Yeah, this is nice. Go down there, we can see the sun, I think. Listen to the crickets. They're really going off. What, you don't like the leaves, Rex? I like the leaves. There it is. I'm gonna show them what I taught you when you were a little puppy. We walk along this wall right here. Good boy. And then we stop right here. Sit. Rex, sit. Sit. Come on, you can do it. Sit. And we've got the sun setting between the field goal posts that, oops, he just jumped off, are the Four River Bridge. Good for 3. He's a good boy. Wish we could see through that sumac. Almost there. Nice launch. All right, Rex, stop. All right, this will probably do. I don't know if I'm gonna get the Halloween decorations or not this evening. So maybe you're hearing piano music, and maybe you're seeing a time lapse, and maybe this is the end of this and more for the warmest October 30 in our life in much of the eastern United States and southeastern Canada.